This morning we wrap up our special Back to School series, and not a moment too soon with this music. Reading, writing, and Are They Ready? With a look at going away to college. Recent high school graduate Mahogany Dudley loves her family but craves the independence college will bring. On the other hand, her parents worry just how Mahogany will handle the many obstacles she's bound to face.
My name is Mahogany Dudley, and I'm going to Northern Illinois University.
We've been preparing her, both our kids, since day one for college. That's all they know.
I'm gonna miss my dog.
Mahogany having a roommate is going to be a little difficult for her because all her life, all she's known is having her own.
My fears about having a roommate is that they're going to be a complete opposite of me. I'm not a partier. I'm me. I can't see the cleaning thing being a big problem. I'm just going to have to clean my room, make my bed, no big deal.
Woe be unto the room.
I wait for them to come home to find out, Mahogany, how was your day? You know, and I won't have that. So it's going to be a major adjustment.
What I'm going to have to deal with is when she calls me on the cell phone and I hear her upset about whatever. How am I going to respond in such a manner that helps her to grow through it and not rescue her?
I'm ready to go. It's time to go. You know, I just sit around the house like, okay. You know, it's not like I'm really ready to leave them. I'm just ready to move on. You know.
And we're ready for it.
Move on to the next step of life. You know.
Today, contributor Ruth Peters is a clinical psychologist. Ruth, sounds like Mahogany's there. Mom and Dad are having the problem.
Mahogany's gone. She's been, you know, there's been about 2 years in the waiting for this one, you know, and Mom and Dad are sitting there, you know, and they're wringing their fingers and all that. But she's gone. She's going to have a great time.
Now, what's the one big step that you think is most college freshmen really need to take? You really believe in the freshman orientation, don't you?
Oh, I really do. And most of the schools, they'll have something called preview a couple months ahead, and it gives you some things about, you know, what he's supposed to bring, what can you not bring, that, and things like that. Then usually a couple days before school starts, then you will get an orientation about where the different buildings are and things like that. So it's very important that you make your child attend the orientation. They do not know it all.
Now, all these kids are coming in, they're seniors, they're leaving high school, going in to be freshmen. They may have been the big fish in the little pond. They were either the most popular or they were the football star. Now they're coming into a whole new environment.
Yeah, and this pond is a big lake, okay, at this point. And so what I always suggest is try to make a big thing smaller. And there are a couple ways you can do that. I'm a big believer in joining. You can join social fraternities. The good thing about that, or the service fraternities rather, they help other people, they help the college, but they're also co-ed. Okay, that's important. Or you can become a Greek fraternity or sorority member. That helps. So you try to specialize in something, join in activities.
Now, Mahogany mentioned this, the roommate. A lot of these kids, maybe they have brothers and sisters, but it's still a whole different dynamic when you now are sharing a room with a total stranger.
Well, and most of these kids have grown up, it's all about me, okay? And so now I'm going to have to share something with somebody else, and these rooms are about 8 by 10. So what a lot of the kids learn is they go to the organizer stores around town, they get a lot of that, they bunk up their beds so that they have 2 places for their desks and their computers, and the other thing is you have to learn to be tolerant. Tolerant of the other girls snoring. Yes, that happens. You have to be tolerant of not playing your music at certain times, and headphones are a lifesaver so you don't keep the other guy up.
As a parent, what do you say to prepare your kid for the fact that, hey, it's not all about you now?
Okay, I think this is a time, one more time, to go over your values. Okay, let's talk about drugs, let's talk about alcohol, let's talk about sex, but let's also talk about the GPA that you must earn if we're going to continue to shell out the money for this, and how many credits you're going to have to take. So it's one more time to go over values and also limit setting, and then just hope they take some of it with them.
You talk about cost. This is no free ride, and how do you determine, how do you set up beyond now an allowance? You've got to make sure your kids can budget.
Well, first of all, no credit cards, and drill that into them. You are not.
You really believe in that?
None whatsoever. These kids can learn how to use a credit card and develop their credit history in 4 years. Okay, but not now. Most of them blow it. You set up a budget, and you know some kids will say, "I can't handle a monthly budget." Some want it, like my son, every Thursday night put into, because it was easier to deal with. And so you can't expect some kids to be able to budget well.
Right. Low loading up those like Visa Bucks cards, and you can set it up on a regular basis.
On a regular basis, and they can't go over. That's the beauty of it.
How about safety issues?
Oh, very important, especially for girls. I think that there are a couple things you have to do. Always a buddy system, especially after dark, okay? Always, always, always. When you're coming back from class, when you're coming back from the library, you're always walking with someone else. The other thing, and every university will tell you this, there are sidewalks for a purpose because they're lit. There are a lot of walkways that the kids have, the little paths they've done themselves through the woods. Do not take those even in the day. You stay on the sidewalks. And all universities have these blue lights, and that's where the blue lights are the telephones for emergency service. And also the universities will offer golf carts to help you go, if you're alone, back to your dorm.
You know, Mr. Dudley talked about getting that phone call about, you know, how do I help my daughter through this without rescuing her? What if you get a call, I hate it here, I want to come home?
Yeah, stall. Okay. You know, in my life, it always looks better the next day. I can't come up and get you today, honey. How about in 2 weeks? I think what you do is you say, look, that's just the way I felt when I went to college. Whether you did or not, it doesn't matter. Okay?
It's okay.
It's okay.
The one time it's okay to lie.
Well, there's many times. But, and you say, this is how I believe in it. This is how I felt. And you know what? If you'll just join an activity, okay, you will make some friends. And in 2 days, they're better.
And in fact, you talk about some of the things to help your kids get through. You talk about an extracurricular activity.
As many as possible.
A mentor, find a mentor professor.
Who will write a good reference note for you when you leave college.
Seek guidance if you need it.
If you're feeling depressed or you've gained that freshman 15, go get guidance.
And manage your time wisely?
Go to every class, sit in the first row, take notes, and you will graduate in 4 years.
Wow.
Guaranteed.
There you go. The Ruth Peters guarantee.
Guaranteed, but don't come back to me for a rebate.
Now, I wish I could guarantee Ruth Peters just finishes the series off. She's about to go on a cruise in the Gulf.
With
you got to worry about Hurricane
Charlie.
Okay, well, good luck, Ruth.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. And you can find all the information from our special school series on our website at today.msnbc.com.